in studio with Trevor Warren. Trevor Warren from CoreQuest.ca. CoreQuest is the company, and it's a real great group of therapists and people who are, I'm going to use a word here, I'm going to throw this word out, kind of enlightened. You know, I was describing you like that yesterday, saying, tune into the enlightened Trevor Warren tomorrow. Because you really are. I mean, there's just a certain energy about you that you've spent your life learning about relationships and how people interact with each other. And I'm a huge fan of yours, first of all. And I spent a weekend with you and your team from CoreQuest, and my girlfriend and I went. Missed watching a hockey game during the Stanley Cup last year to go to the weekend. I mean, that says something right there.
Not just a hockey game, the playoffs.
Yeah,
yes.
Game 5.
Game 5, yeah.
Yes, wow, playoffs.
That's commitment, man.
Yeah,
That's
man, I'm
good.
telling you, it was a pretty epic weekend. We were talking about having a conscious conversation, which I thought was one of the most powerful things that I learned about from the weekend about keeping connection with your partner.
Right.
And this whole thing about active listening, we've already got some emails on it. You were going through the few things. The presence, the active listening, being calm and transparent. Right. The active listening thing for me was a real eye-opener because, as you mentioned, when you're trying to get your point across to someone, both people just go back and forth,
right,
trying to hammer their point home.
Yeah.
And you never really, you feel like you have to repeat yourself and just reword it because you don't feel like the other person
got it or
either
landed.
understands you or gets you or agrees with you, and you're just trying to, it's like you're in court and you're trying to prove your case more and more.
Right.
And one of the cool things that you taught us over the weekend was that you have to make sure the other person just feels heard. You don't have to agree with them.
Right.
You just have to let them acknowledge that you've heard what they've said.
Yeah.
And so how does that happen? How does that process happen in the kind of the realm of a conscious conversation with the active listening?
Well, I think that point is really good. You have to discern between what agreement is and understanding. And a lot of times when people say, I get you, they think that they're implying that they agree, right? Mm-hmm. So you got to separate those two things out and get that, like I say, people, conflicts are basically two people arguing over whose reality is more correct. And both are.
Yeah.
Both are correct. So you're just going to loop, and that's why people loop. They fight over and over, right, about the same things. They don't make any headway. So you really need to discern between working toward understanding. And actually, it's more important to be understood than agreed to.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and our ego minds will not agree with that right off the bat because we're so attuned to getting agreement. Like if I can get you to agree with my point of view, then I win. Basically, but I win and you lose.
Right.
And it's a win-loss scenario. Somebody has to give in, and that person who gives in feels that they're not really going to be that.
But you're saying for this relationship thing to really work, you don't have to have the other person agree with your point. No. You just have to feel like they have heard what you said.
Yeah, and then when you've really actually heard what they said, one is because it's not like a threatening environment, you're going to be calmer, you're going to be, you're going to be in connection with more resources. Remember, with your mind, if you're calm, right? The other thing, too, is that you don't... I forgot what my point was.
So, like, Neera and I were upset about something. Like, she keeps talking about this crazy person in the tabloids, Kim Kardashian, the reality show star. And she wants to talk about her every day in the biz. And I say to her, I don't want you to talk about Kim Kardashian in the biz anymore. She drives you crazy. I hate her. And she's like... And Neera's response is, but women care, and it's the top story. It's all over the news. And I'm like, I know, but I'm sick of it, and blah, blah, and back and forth. If I was to say, I think Kim Kardashian is stupid, and I think she's the fakest of the fake, and I don't want to talk about her anymore. If Neera then practiced active listening and then repeated back to me what I've said, I think that's what you taught in the weekend.
Seek first to understand, then be understood. So yeah, her first response ideally would be, so what I hear you saying is... X, Y, Z. Did I get you?
Right. So Neera would say. So if I said, Neera, I hate Kim Kardashian. She's the fakest of the fakes. I think it's a waste of time on the air.
What I'm hearing you say is that you think Kim Kardashian is fake. You're tired of listening to her, listening to stories about her in the biz, and you don't want me talking about her anymore. Is that correct?
And if she nails it, then I say, that's correct.
You got me, yeah.
You got me.
And I was just watching your face, too, and like you can see how attentive the person who they really want, the experience of being gotten is really
Powerful. Yeah.
And so just watching your face there, you can see how you're, she's getting me. She's getting me. She's getting me.
It's the first time I've ever seen that face.
And even though Nira completely does not agree. She's not in agreement with what I'm saying. And just hearing you repeat back what I've said to you, honest to God, even though we're just simulating this, we're just joking around, I actually felt more relaxed.
Yeah, I know, it's weird. It sounds kind of like pop psychology, but it's really real.
So in this situation, I'm acknowledging what he said, and he appreciates my, I'm acknowledging his reality.
Yeah.
He's appreciating my acknowledgement, right?
Yes.
So then moving forward with a situation like that, I'm still not agreeing with him that I'm going to stop doing it in the biz, but he now knows that I understand his feelings.
Yes.
And you never have to agree with me.
And he's gonna, now that he knows that you've gotten him, he might soften a little bit more, right? And be open. See, that's what makes the way for resolving conflict, is because people feel heard, gotten, validated, and then they're not on the kind of defense.
That automatically makes you calm down.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I'm telling you, if you are like in a weird rut in your relationship and you just can't get it together, you've got to go to this weekend. I mean, I went, and I before we had you on the show, it was before I'd gone, and so all this sounded like kind of cool. Now I've lived the weekend, and I've experienced it, and it's like, oh my God, this stuff really does work. And I even cried at one point in the weekend. I mean, for real, it was great.
Because of a release, you released it all.
Oh. Don't phrase it like that. You're getting all
release of emotions.
This got suddenly very erotic.
The way through is, the way home is through, not around. A lot of people try to get around stuff, but this is about getting, and giving you the skill set to actually get through it, so that you can get actually on the other side through it.
You got to have the tools to be able to do this stuff, and so this is a great thing to check out. It's the what's the name of the weekend again?
Relationship Revolution.
Yeah, Relationship Revolution.
Yeah.
And you cover the 7 essentials of healthy relationships. There are different weekends you do. This is the one that I took specifically.
Yeah.
So this I can vouch for this one for sure. It's great. January 20th, 21st, 22nd. I'll tell you, it's a lot less expensive than a divorce. A lot less expensive than a divorce. And a lot less painful. And when you go through this weekend, you get a little taste of that bliss, and it just makes you hungry for more and more. So I would check it out. CoreQuest.ca. CoreQuest.ca. I'm going to put that on our Facebook page and tweet it and all that stuff. So you go to the beat.com, you'll find all the links to the information. Trevor, great having you on, man.
You're awesome. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Always amazing.
You helped our Kim Kardashian situation. I can never
you
thank
can
you
hire me
enough.
anytime.
It hasn't changed anything, but she hears me, so that's good. All right, 6 after 9, got to go. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.